Greetings, greetings, greetings. This is Revere Sky, Revere Skyes Essence. There's so much I want to talk about. I just want to sit around and have a big think tank, right? But I'm just one person, and if there's no collaboration, or questions, it's hard to actually provide my perspective, right? But let's talk about something for a second. The pyramid and the top of the pyramid. I kept saying in previous videos, if you want to learn how to conquer or achieve or succeed in anything, study the people who did it before you. When you look at the top of the pyramid, it's not many blocks up there. It's not much up there. And what's up there is being held by everything below it, right? And as you look at the pyramid, you have to realize something. Money is a byproduct. Money is a byproduct, but not only is money a byproduct, it's a tool to control, okay? The people at the top of the pyramid will never have to actually spend money. Never. They never need credit cards. They never need cash. They never have to spend money. The system was designed to control the people beneath them. If I print the money and I make the money, and I govern the banking system, I don't need money. I don't have to pay for gas. I don't have to pay taxes. I don't have to pay anything. I write the laws. And the laws protect me. I own all the corporations. I own all the businesses. I own everything. I don't have to spend the money that I use to control other people. So the first thing is first, when you see people say that, oh, these big businesses want your money. No, they want to control you. They want to have power over you, and they give you the money and allow you to spend it, so you have to come back for more. You have to continue to figure out how to make more money so that you can continue your lifestyle. Whether that's a $15,000 a year lifestyle or $1 million a year lifestyle. You understand? It could be a $10 million a year lifestyle. Okay? It just all depends. In the process, when you look at the top of the pyramid, let's go down a little bit. Let's go down to the second row or the third row or the fourth row. These are people who were spoon-fed, put into position. And if they were not spoon-fed or put into position, once they found out how to master and manipulate, control, and conquer, they had to go along with the program, or else they would become a threat and their family and their legacy would be removed. You understand? So the further you go up, your family is going to move up with you in that rank and in that order, okay? And in that process, once you start to go up, the people who created money and fiat currency, you're going to have to start abiding by their rules, okay? So, a lot of people in those positions are placed in those positions, and they have heavy burdens applied to their well-being, okay? They can lose that position if they're not going along with the agenda, the program, and the population control and all of that. You're not going to sit up there if you're not a mastermind of controlling the sheep or the ants, okay? You got to want to manipulate billions of people, okay? To be between the 1 and 10%, between the 1% and the 10%, you got to be willing to manipulate the world. And you do not manipulate the world through giving them knowledge, helping them apply the knowledge, okay? Everything is on control and power, okay? Control and power. And their job is to never allow you to utilize your power. And they are to control the power that you exert through frequency. There's a frequency war going on. And in that process, you have to learn to keep money out of the equation. Money is only to drive you. That's why they be talking about, oh, enough money for the week or the weekend, right? These people are not using money to compare to their spirituality. They're not using money to compare to their accomplishments. They're not using money to compare to their lifestyle, because they created it and it's used to control the mass population. So if you look at the top of the pyramid, what really are they doing? They are applying knowledge. They are keeping secrets. It's applied knowledge. They never actually have to use. You want to know what their byproduct is? Their byproduct of applied knowledge is keeping you asleep. Being 300 and 400 and 500 years ahead of you. Keeping you away from free energy. Keeping you away from applying your own power and wisdom and knowledge and instincts. To keep you away from your instincts. To keep you away from unpacking and decrypting your junk DNA. That is what their byproduct is. Their byproduct is to keep you asleep. Their byproduct is to have you feel like you have no rights to the land. You have no rights to the water. That's what their byproduct is. Their byproduct is, why do you think that they have inflation? Why do you think they have recessions? Why do you think they have this law where all of a sudden they could just take everything you have? They have this law because they have to imaginarily take it from you, because you don't have the programmed group of people to kick their ass to keep it. They created the laws that you abide by. They created the rules that you abide by. And they create this inflation, cause and effect. And there's nobody to put them in check, right? There's nobody to put these people in check. And then the spirit that we do have is so mixed signal between us that we're on that fashion statement to the point where we can't actually harness the energy we need to even get rid of such practices. So think about the top of the pyramid. Secrecy, applied knowledge, wisdom, oh my God, I went backwards. Spoon-fed knowledge, spoon-fed placement. Just like your presidential candidates, just like your governors, they're all selected, okay? And in that process, what happens? Have you ever thought that I could take two generations of young boys and raise them up to be presidents? Have you ever sat down and say, I can take 2 generations of females and raise them up to marry another prince or king? Have you ever thought that far? Have you ever said, I'm going to have a school full of women and I'm going to raise them to target all the influential, powerful, rich men on the planet? Have you ever thought to do that? Have you ever thought to raise 3 and 4 generations of boys to be secret ops? Have you ever thought to do that? Bottom line, and it's very few, but within your own household, people are not raising their children to be greater than what their oppressor has put out there for them. They're living someone else's agenda, someone else's fantasy. Just like I mentioned, damming up the rivers, changing the ebb and flow of the planet or the spaceship, whatever you want to call it, right? Even though this is happening, there's nobody taking into consideration and saying, you know what? We don't need that dam. You know what? We don't even need that military-grade tower. What do we need that tower for? You know what? I would rather have a special group of people that I keep away from cell phones and computers and radio frequencies, and I would like to apply the knowledge to them over a period of 30 years. Like, have you ever thought to give your children to science? I mean, not science to your oppressor. I mean, like you and your fellow groups of people that you know. Have you ever thought to discipline your child to that degree so you can benefit thousands of years to come? People always say, well, Skye, why don't you have children? Well, if I could find the person who understood that what I speak is not ludicrous, it's not crazy. Like the basics. Like, first you got to have someone that's attracted to you that want to start growing fruits and vegetables. Then you have to find the one that has that sovereign mentality, even though they're in the system. Now, I could go do magic to attract, but right now, we need to be at a point where you want to be on a frequency where this person is strong with or without magic. Does that make sense? Anybody can wake up from a spell just like us. We're slowly waking up from spells and manipulation and misinformation. So yeah, the top of that pyramid is loyalty to self, applied knowledge, wisdom, having access to knowledge. And when you have all of those things, you do not need money. If you're going to use money at the top of that pyramid, the money is only there as a tool or a weapon to weaponize and put things into action and in motion. But the person at the top of the pyramid that creates and print the money does not need money to live or survive. Well, technically they do if they're using it as a weapon, right? That's like water. Oh, they may not drink water, but maybe you need water. And if they hold the water back, they're still using the water, aren't they? But you get what I'm saying. They don't need it. So they can just ration it out and take it back and flip it up and down and burn it up and delete the numbers. That's right. Delete the numbers. Delete the ones and the zeros, right? They don't need it. We need it. Well, we think we need it. So yeah, just remember that you got tools and you got weapons. And you have to realize what's circulating right now is our frequency, our currency, and their byproduct, their tool, their weapon. Okay? We know about weapons. You tell your children all the time. You make straight A's or you don't get any money. You clean them dishes and you clean that room, I might give you allowance. Everybody uses money as a weapon. A tool. You're a reflection of your master. Okay? So, yeah, just think about the top of that pyramid. They don't need money. They don't need a credit card. They don't need anything. They make the laws and the rules. All they got to do is say, this forest is governmental property. This is a no-fly zone. They make all the rules. And you don't need money to make the rules. What you do need is money to use as a weapon or a tool to manipulate the minds of others to go do your dirty deeds. That's it. Now, don't get me wrong. You have a life where people are actually trying to utilize their money to do good deeds. But at the top, if you're at the bottom, and for some reason you can't even get to the second level, and getting to the second and third level does not mean because I have $10, $20 million, I'm on the second or third level. No, you can have $10 and $20 million and be at the bottom. You understand? These people were wise enough to only keep people moving up that have some type of bloodline. Okay? So you could be at the bottom with a like $1 million or $1 billion, But if they do not bring you into their cult, you may never make it to stage 2. Okay? If anything, you need to branch off and create your own pyramid. And that's what a lot of people do. But if you look at the head honcho pyramid, it's a whole different story. And I'll give you another example. Branching off from pyramids and creating your own pyramid, right? Or paradigm, in a sense. When you create your own pyramid, we'll say something like spirituality, right? Our spirituality and our vibrations may not be equivalent to the other ones. That's why they have to use manipulation. See, if their spirit was, if whatever they had was backing them up wholeheartedly, and it was the dundada, it was the all and be all, they wouldn't need manipulation. You wouldn't have to manipulate nobody to stay on top, okay? Whereas when you are dealing with a pyramid of spirituality and our vibration and our source and our creator, that pyramid, they are at the bottom. You understand? Because they don't have access to those keys. They can only manipulate that spiritual realm and pull whatever they can out of it. Does that make sense? Like the energy, they can't even harness it. They're trying to deplete it. Does that make sense? So there's different types of pyramids and different types of schemes. So you just have to realize you have a spiritual pyramid that's very powerful, but you need to gain control over it and not allow some foreign entity to continue to manipulate you. Because as they continue to manipulate you, you just get farther and further away from your creation, your source. All those streams of data that they're trying to collect and harness that runs through you. So that may be one pyramid dealing with that matrix. But you have plenty of more pyramids dealing with other matrix. Okay? It's up to you to just work your way where you can, but quit assuming that it's about money. No, it's about your currency. It's about your frequency. Keeping you depleted. Keeping you disconnected from source, creation, nature. Having you so busy and tired to the point that you cannot fend for yourself, protect yourself, feed yourself, house yourself. All these things have to be bought and put in a cycle. Okay? So there we have it. Just know the top of the pyramid deals with applied knowledge, secrecy, and it's a position that has been placed there. Okay? It's not always fought for. There may be a thin veil of entity that put certain people in power. Okay? So there we have it. Unearth the magic. The truth will definitely set you free.